Analyzing a stock can be a challenging task without knowing the key metrics. It's like trying to navigate a labyrinth without a map. The good news is, we're here to provide that map in the form of 9 essential metrics, which are the cornerstones of any sound stock analysis. These metrics are market capitalization, earnings per share, price to earnings, debt to equity, price to sales, price to book, dividend payout ratio, dividend yield, and price to free cash flow. Each of these metrics offers a unique lens through which to view a company's financial health, growth potential, and overall value. They provide the necessary context to understand the company's past performance, present standing, and future prospects. In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into what each metric means, why it's important, and what constitutes a good metric. With these metrics, you'll be able to make more informed decisions about your investments. The first metric is market capitalization. This term refers to the total dollar market value of a company's outstanding shares of stock. It's calculated by multiplying the company's share price by its total number of outstanding shares. Market capitalization is a key indicator of a company's size, financial stability, and growth potential. A good market capitalization is typically one that is steady or growing and is relative to similar companies in the same industry. It's an essential metric that provides a snapshot of a company's size and growth potential. Next up, we have earnings per share, or EPS. This is essentially the portion of a company's profit allocated to each outstanding share of common stock. It's important because it provides a per-share perspective of a company's profitability. A higher EPS can often indicate greater value because investors are willing to pay more for a company's shares if they think the company has high profits relative to its share number. But remember, high EPS may indicate a company's profitability. But it's not the only metric to consider. The third metric is price to earnings, commonly known as PE. This ratio tells us how much investors are willing to pay for each dollar of a company's earnings. In essence, it's a measure of a company's market value compared to its income. It's important because it allows us to compare the relative value of different companies. A good PE varies by industry, but it's often between 15 and 25. A lower PE could mean the stock is undervalued, but it could also mean the company is not expected to grow significantly. Moving on, let's discuss debt to equity. This metric is a measure of a company's financial leverage, calculated by dividing its total liabilities by its stockholders' equity. It's important because it shows the proportion of financing a company receives from creditors and investors. A lower debt-to-equity ratio is generally more favorable, indicating that the company is not heavily reliant on borrowed money. However, a certain level of debt can be beneficial if it's used to generate profitable growth. This metric can provide insights into a company's financial leverage. Now, let's delve into price to sales. This metric is the valuation ratio of a company's stock price compared to its revenues. It's important because it allows investors to determine how much they're paying for each dollar of a company's sales. A good price to sales ratio is typically under 1, indicating you're not paying more than $1 for each dollar of sales. However, this can vary depending on the industry and company specifics. This metric can help you determine if a stock is over or undervalued. Next, we have price to book. This metric is the ratio of a company's market price to its book value, which is essentially the company's total assets minus its total liabilities. Why does this matter? It helps gauge whether a stock is undervalued or overpriced, relative to its net asset value. A good price-to-book ratio varies by industry, but typically, a value under 1 could indicate that the stock may be undervalued. This metric can give you a clear picture of a company's intrinsic value. Let's move to dividend payout ratio. This metric represents the portion of a company's earnings that is distributed to shareholders in the form of dividends. It's significant as it illustrates how much money a firm returns to its investors versus reinvesting back into the business. A good dividend payout ratio can vary, but generally, a ratio between 30 and 60% is considered healthy. This metric can help you understand how much of its earnings a company is returning to shareholders. Our next metric is dividend yield. Think of this as the annual dividend income per share divided by the market price per share. It's like an interest rate earned from an investment in a stock. This metric is important because it can provide an income stream in addition to any capital gains. A good dividend yield? It varies by industry, but generally, a higher yield is more attractive. However, a very high yield may be a warning sign. This metric can indicate the return you'll get from the dividends alone. Finally, we have price to free cash flow. This metric is a valuation tool, comparing a company's market price to its level of annual free cash flow. Free cash flow is the cash a company generates after cash outflows to support operations and maintain its capital assets. Why is this important? Well, unlike net income, free cash flow is a measure of profitability that excludes the non-cash expenses of the income statement and includes spending on equipment and assets. Essentially, it's the cash that a company is able to generate after laying out the money required to maintain or expand its asset base. A lower price to free cash flow ratio could mean that the company is generating more cash and is therefore potentially undervalued. However, like all metrics, it should be used in conjunction with others for a fuller picture. This metric can give you a clearer picture of a company's financial health and profitability. So there you have it, the 9 essential metrics for stock analysis. We've journeyed through the vast landscape of market capitalization, earnings per share, price to earnings ratio, debt to equity, price to sales, price to book, dividend payout ratio, dividend yield, and price to free cash flow. Each of these metrics serves as a crucial compass, guiding us in the complex world of stock analysis. These aren't just numbers. They are the heartbeat of a company, the lifeblood coursing through its financial veins. They tell a story of growth, risk, value, and potential. And it's our job as savvy investors to listen to this story, to understand its nuances, and to make strategic decisions based on what we hear. So go forth and apply these metrics in your analysis. Look beyond the surface, dig deeper, and uncover the real value of your investments. Remember, informed decisions are the key to successful investments. Happy investing.